All right, we are talking Lackawanna College Falcons football again here at our Carol Janelle's Takeaway Kitchen. Head Coach Mark Duda joining us each and every week. A couple players of the week, and Coach, a big win over the weekend. Nice to get that first one under your belt, heading up to New York. So let's talk about the first victory.
Oh, it's fantastic. You know, we got up to Hudson Valley in Albany, New York. It was 47-15 was the final, but at half it was a close ball game, a 5-point ball game. I think we were kind of sleepwalking in the first half. We had been in camp for 5 weeks. It's a long time to be in training camp. So for our purposes, we tried to realize halfway through it, and we turned it on in the second half and did a really good job.
Overall, let's talk first on the offensive end, whether it's your line play, if they started to take over the game and block a little bit better, or your running game worked.
Yeah, I think so. I think what happened with us is defensively we kind of played lights out all the way through, but offensively we started running the football and throwing the ball in the second half. I think the difference between practice tempo and game tempo had to kind of be realized by a lot of young players. So they did that, and I think we scored 35 points in the second half.
Overall, defensively, talk about being able to kind of hold them down a little bit.
Yeah, we could. You know, I think we held them to minus yardage on offense. I think they ran the ball for minus 20. I think they might have had 50 yards total. So we really did a great job with that. But had a couple big plays against us in the first half. Blocked an extra point, returned it for 2. All those things that happened in the first game. So we're just glad that one's kind of over.
Getting the first game under your belt, but traveling as well. You know, hopefully now you come back home, you learn a little bit from that traveling experience. You get that part over with, where we know how to travel now.
Yeah, it's important. You know, these guys are on buses and they're doing things that are different, and the meals are different. It's a lot different than high school where, you know, they're living locally and going to local games. We don't have local games. And we play in Chicago this year. We play in Marshall and West Virginia this year. We play a lot of different places. So I think it's important for them to learn that, not only for here, but for the next place.
Talk about the get-togethers with your coaches. You're breaking down the film of what you did, and you're looking at the film of your next opponent. So talk a little bit about that work ethic over the weekend and what you guys are able to do to make sure you're prepared. And I'm sure you're a structure guy to say, hey guys, we got to get this done by midnight. We're starting tomorrow.
Yeah, we do. You know, we come on in at 9 o'clock in the morning, but a lot of coaches have watched film before we ever get in, and we leave about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So we kind of break it down. The hard part is to let go, win or loss, of a game you just played and move on to the next opponent, because you want to kind of critique everything to such a degree that sometimes you kind of lose yourself in a ball game you just played. So you have to learn how to kind of put it away. Our players watch that film during the day. We show it to them, and then we try to put it away and work on the next one. The next one kind of works all the way through to Monday night. So it works all the way through Monday, all the way to Monday night when we install.
Early in the week, let's talk about some of those practices under your belt and the guys responding after the victory, and where you feel like you're at going into this weekend and this weekend's opponent.
Right. We told our players, that they underachieved in the game they just won, but they're so physically talented that they won anyway. So they're fortunate in that regard, but we can't play at that level throughout the year. We can't make those kind of mistakes. So I think they got it. So it's kind of winning seasoned a little bit with some reality that you have to play better as you go along. And this week I want to play better. I honestly, it just sounds so terrible, but I want us to play well every week, you know, regardless of the opponent. And if we play every week, we'll be fine.
And trying to dominate this weekend. New Jersey coming in this weekend.
New Jersey Warriors, you know, a group, once again, they're coming in. Their coach has coached Division I football for like 30 years. And he came back and he's doing that with these young guys. He has like 48, 49 of them. And, you know, defensively, I think they're a little better than offensively. But once again, they have some speed guys that can run like crazy. And if you make mistakes on them, you find yourself being down.
Let's talk a little bit about, we met last week with the quarterback.
Yep.
Let's talk about, you know, his expectations and your expectations for him to elevate his game a little bit.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. His first game he played in 3 years. And he came out and he completed some balls. I threw about 50%, I guess. And he missed some balls as well. But you can see it was the first time he'd been in a game since high school. And he was like, Coach, it's a lot different. It's been so long since I played. We had 5 guys who were in that situation. So I think that was wonderful to get that one out of the way. But he's a leader, and he has a heck of an arm, and I think he'll have a great year.
Weapons, did you get to see some of the talent out of the weapons you have there?
It was nice to see. You know, we threw a couple of long balls, and then Joelle Shaw, you'll meet here in a moment. Joelle had 19 carries for 173. After a while, people just almost didn't want to tackle him.
He's a big daddy, huh?
Kid. He's 230 and he's strapped together. He's a good-looking kid.
Mark, great catching up with you as always here, and we look forward to the Falcons this weekend, and we'll see you again next weekend.
Thanks, John.
Joelle Shaw joining us from the Lackawanna College Falcons football team here on the John Mendola Show. And Joelle, a heck of a running back. Coach has had a lot of nice things to say about the last couple of weeks, and the rest of your coaching staff. But you got to go out there and perform. So let's talk a little bit about your performance in week one, what it was like.
It was good just to get back on the field. I came up to Scranton about June 24th, and I moved in with one of my friends, and I just been here to work, and I love to work, and I just want to be better and get better every single day. So it was just good to see my work and my effort just starting to show.
You're only as good as your offensive line. Coach feels like this may be one of the most talented offensive lines he's had. So what do you see as a running back in the job those guys are doing up front?
The offensive line, I think, is, they're really unique. We have 5 different linemen that we can go with. Actually, to be honest, we have 7 or 8 good offensive linemen that we can bring in, and they all bring in something different. Like Dev is one of the masterminds, like Devin, he's our center. He's a good, good, smart, intelligent kid. He knows what fronts and things, so he helps us out. Our guards, we have some passionate guards, and they're really aggressive. Their feet good, they good balance. Our tackles are really tremendous. Like we have Chase Brown, and we have T.J. Bradley. They have big offers, multiple offers. So I really think with them guys, they're really helping me out, and the other backs is playing as well.
Kind of maybe on paper lull some teams to sleep because everybody's talking about Michael Dare. Man, what a big guy, what a big arm. And you got some big weapon receivers and guys that are speedy fast and some nice tight ends. But then there's you in that backfield who's big and strong and can run over people. So you guys really have you have all the pieces in place. Talk about what you like about your quarterback and some of those other weapons that may complement you.
I think Michael is extremely smart. He's a good guy to all of us on the field. So he makes us want to block for him. Like our offensive linemen, and running backs, we want to block for him. He's a good guy. He is a big arm, man. He's a deep threat anytime. If you give him any type of space, he's going to get the ball downfield. So that's one of his great characteristics. But he also, he's a gunslinger. He's going to take shots, and that's one thing I like about it. Our receivers, Juwan Green, I think he's one of the top receivers in the nation. He's quick, fast, good route running. Navon Prince, he's our slot. He's great. He's probably the fastest on the team, one of the fastest people in the nation. Rasheed Mallett, yeah, he's a guy that you could just put the ball in his hands, and he's just a wonderful player to have. He's a baller. He's really a player. So you get the ball in his hand, good things happen.
Coach has mentioned the good things that happen when you have the ball. So he says he can hurdle people, he can run over people, he can run by people. Talk about what you see of yourself with maybe a little different perspective.
Coach being modest, but I appreciate that now. But I'll try to work on a lot of my game. I don't want to be just one type of back. So I consider myself a power back. I like to break through tackles. I like to hit. I like to let people know that I'm gonna be there all game. But when I got people on their heels, I have moves. I'm able to spin move. I utilize my spin move a lot. I did hurdle somebody last year, but that's when I was 250. I lost all that weight, so I move around a little bit more, better. I'm more elusive, and that really helps me out.
How about your size right now? What's the height and the weight right now that people are facing when they're on defense?
6'1", about 228. On average, when I wake up, about 228.
All right, well, that's a nice size running back, that's for sure. Hey, basketball and track, 2 things that you enjoyed. Talk a little bit about. And sometimes you guys still get together to play some ball at Lackawanna. Talk about what kind of basketball athlete you are.
Oh, man. At high school, to be honest, I grew up as a basketball player, but, that it wound up turning out to be, football was just, for me. But basketball, I'm like a J.R. Smith. When I'm cold, but when I'm hot. But I also, I can pass the ball. And I was a good defender in high school. I almost made 1,000 points. I missed 1,000 points by like a couple points. So that's one thing that I always say. Like I always say I'm a 1,000-point scorer because we're in the 900s. That's kind of hard. So.
That is kind of hard. Big family. Talk about you got some older, younger. You're right, kind of in there.
I'm basically like the medium. I got an older brother in Javon. He's about 30 years old. He was also one of my role models growing up because he was good in football. He went to Michigan State, so he was one of my favorite football players. My older sister Jade, she's about 24 right now. She helped me out when I was younger, like growing up, helping me growing up, like how to take care of myself. So she was a big part of me. And my little sister, I love her to death. That's my little baby sister. We're basically like twins. Everybody calls her Little Joe, and they call me Big Joe. So
That's great to hear. Let's talk about your mom and the role she's had in your life.
My mom is just like, I don't know how to explain this. It's too much for her. Like, just too much things that she did for me for me to explain. But like growing up, she moved us all the way up from Pittsburgh. I'm originally from Fayetteville, North Carolina, so we went up from Fayetteville to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and we lived with my aunt for a while. And ever since then, she's just been skyrocketing. And she got a new job. She's a nurse. She's an LPN trying to get her RN, and she never missed one of my games. Like in high school, no matter what, never missed any of my games, and that's just something I just can't forget. Like my mom drove all the way out to away games, and we went out of state for basketball or anything. She was always there for me, and it just always helped letting me know that I had a big supporter. She's my #1 fan, hands down, without a doubt. And she just played a big part of me, made sure like I take care of women, and it just stuck with me.
It's great to hear that your mom's overcome the adversity. Of course, you and your siblings overcoming adversity as well. Woodland Hills is a pretty big school in Pittsburgh, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we always #1 in the state, or top 2 in the state of Pennsylvania for football. Got a lot of people in the NFL. One of the best right now, Rob Gronkowski. So but it is a big school.
It's not only a dream, but you never know what could happen. First things first, you're going to finish Lackawanna College strong. You want to head to a nice college program, and you have a dream like everybody else. You'd love to be in the NFL. Let's talk first about that next college and the right fit for you.
The right fit for me, I actually don't know. I just want to go to a school that I know that I'm going to be needed, or that I'm just going to get a fair shot, and that the coaches want what's best for me. So that's just what I really am looking for. And I don't know what school that is right now. I was originally committed to Syracuse, and I signed to Syracuse, but that, things didn't work out like it should have. But I'm here, bounce back, and I'm just ready to go wherever I can go. But right now, I'm focused on the season right now and winning the national championship.
How about being an architect, something that you have kind of down as a big goal? Where did that inspiration come from?
Honestly, I like to build and draw and make models when I was younger. So that's when I was growing up and going to high school. We had good counselors and good, teachers and things of that work. They just seen that might be one of my best fits. And then as I got to taking classes, 4 classes and things like that, it actually, it's something I started to like.
Well, we wish you the very best this season at Lackawanna College, and of course in your future endeavors. Great to catch up with you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
London Cloud joining us from the Lackawanna College football team. And London, you play some defense.
Yes, sir.
Always a good thing. You get to hit people instead of be hit.
Right.
So let's talk about being a middle linebacker and the role that you have there for the Falcons.
Well, being a middle linebacker for the Falcons is pretty much easy because the big guys in front of me tries to eat up most of the offensive linemen, so I can just fill the lanes and make plays. But it's also a lot of work because I got to knowing what the DBs are doing and knowing what the defensive line are doing, so we can work as a team and get it done.
How about those guys in front of you? Let's talk about the guys that kind of hopefully set you up to have a whole bunch of tackles. Who are they?
Keith Wells, he's one of our Cherokee Glasgow, and Mark Chaney. We got a 3-man rotation at nose guard, and they're all pretty good. All three of any defensive lineman that come in can hold it down and do pretty much what we need them to do, and there's no drop off either way. So they're pretty good up front.
Overall, the linebacking crew. Talk about the guys that join you there playing linebacker with you.
We're a bunch of fast, physical, strong guys. I think we bring the mean streak to the team and get the defense going, and then everybody falls in. And just from Dante Raymond, one of our outside linebackers, to Javier Castillo, the other one, and Kyle Boney, the other middle linebacker, we all come together and play a pretty good game with our combination of speed and physicality. I think we can do what we want.
Got a pretty cool name, London Cloud, man. I like that.
Thank you.
Talk a little bit about your siblings. You have a couple, and you're kind of in the middle there.
Yeah, I got 3 brothers. Dominique Cloud, he's the oldest, he's 25. Then it's William Cloud, he's 23. I'm 20. Then it's my little brother Trenton Cloud, who currently plays for the University of Cincinnati. He's 18.
Well, what are those relationships like? And then kind of rooting for each other, I'm sure, to keep doing good things.
Yeah, me and my little brother, I think, have the closest relationship because we played in high school together for 2 years and just always around together, always around. But we're all pretty close. My older brother is currently living in North Carolina. He's a music producer, and my second oldest brother, William, he works for my father at a school, and they do that. So we are pretty close and keep in touch on a daily basis.
Everybody's got a different path in life. Obviously, your little brother at Cincinnati, good for him. You're at Lackawanna. You're looking at kind of take that next step and see where it's going to take you. Talk about what you're hoping to do when this Lackawanna College season's over, and then you finish in the spring and hopefully land somewhere where you want to be.
Yeah, I'm just hoping to fit somewhere that wants me as a player and wants me as a person, that I can feel home in, so that I can come in and make contributions to their team. So whoever wants to just give me a chance, I'll make sure that they know that they didn't make a mistake.
Talk about the positives so far for you at Lackawanna College, learning a little bit about the system, meeting Coach Duda and the other coaches, and take us through what you've learned about yourself and what you've learned about being a college football player through Lackawanna College.
Well, coming to Lackawanna, I think was a good move for me because, of course, Coach Duda, one of the best coaches that I've ever been coached by. And just all the players around, they all got the same mentality, and they all want to be a family, and it's all just, we move as one, trying to get to the same goal and stuff. And if you mess up, it's not only the coach picks you up, but your teammates pick you up. And it's just like I'm learning new stuff every day that I didn't know I can do, with working pass rush moves that I thought I would never have to use because I play linebacker, or dropping to certain coverages, and just getting to places that I got to be that I never thought I would have to do, or move how I got to move now. But Coach Duda and Coach Reese and all those guys do a good job of putting us in the right place and getting us the right technique down so we can win.
Competition amongst each other, and you guys are pushing each other in practice. Did you envision it being as good as it is? Because there's a lot of talent for the Falcons.
Yeah, it really is. But I didn't think, when I first got here, I didn't think the practices would be so live and hype and just jumping around and all of that. But we really have fun at practice like it's a game. So when we go out on Saturday, that's the practice, because throughout the week we've been playing each other. And I don't think any offense is better than my offense, because with Joelle Shaw and Mike Dare and Juwan Green and those guys, and if we can stop them on a daily basis, I feel like we can stop anybody.
You're pretty tough, but that running back that we just talked to, he's pretty tough.
Yeah.
That's probably a heck of a collision as you guys go head-to-head in practice, huh?
Yeah, a couple of times. Yeah.
Absolutely. As far as last weekend's win, talk about some of the positives on the defensive side of the ball that you saw.
I feel like we played very good. First game of the season, we had a couple mishaps, a couple mental areas that we got to tighten up, but I think we came back in practice and tightened it up. But I think the defensive line did a great job eating up blocks and putting pressure on the quarterbacks and the DBs. I think we had 3 picks altogether, so they did a pretty good job doing what they got to do. And just, I think everybody clicked. There was just a couple mental mistakes that we got to get through that we will fix up as the season goes on. And it was a good win for us to start the season.
New opponent this weekend. Let's talk a little bit about what do you know about New Jersey.
New Jersey, we watched film on them a couple times. They a new team. They like to spread us out, spread people out, and run kind of cutbacks and little jet sweeps and stuff, and just spread us out and see what they can do. But I feel like we play very good in space with our speed at linebacker and our speed at DBs, and our defensive linemen are pretty fast too. So all of the little bubbles and screens, I feel like we can rally to the ball and make a tackle for loss or a short stop.
Dad, one of your role models in your life, talk about how he inspires you and what are some qualities you really like and look up to him about.
Well, ever since I can remember, my dad has worked 3 jobs. My mom has worked 2, so they're both very hard-working people. And he just went back to school to get his barber license so he can open up a barbershop. So he's always trying to find new ways to stay busy and keep going and stuff. And he always tells me, to be the man, you got to be the man. So that's something I try and live by. And just, I try to instill in my little brother, and I just try to get the mentality up here that he instilled in me. I try to bring it up here so we can all move as one.
It is London Cloud, great name and doing great stuff for the Lackawanna College Falcons. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Lackawanna College Falcons here on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire Service.